me and my puppy Mo are going to tell you about templatizing worksheets or lesson plans. So often I'll hear when I'm coaching a team, oh, I have a bunch of worksheets, but they're very specific to the content. Or, I don't know what it looks like to templatize. I've never had a template worksheet before that I've used with multiple content areas. And so it is an area of sometimes confusion, but also an area of immense growth. Like when you put in the work to do it, it saves so much time. And also it's clearer for students and easier for students to be able to use a template and to pick it up and run with it in any content area, which ultimately is what we want for students to be able to use these skills they're building in our classes elsewhere. So today I'm going to walk you through a few quick examples. Here we go. So these are from an open source curriculum from New York State. It's the Engage New York curriculum. So this is just a grade 9 kind of lesson and it has a worksheet in it. And you can see it's already pretty templatized. So really, I envision this as working off a template and they just put in specific characters, specific details to the particular text that they're reading. And so they're using this tool, they're having students use this tool to gather evidence from each stage about whether Claudette has adapted to human society and make a claim. So you could literally take this part, turn it red or highlight it yellow, or add like a little comment if you're in a Google Docs, like change this, whatever it is, to just indicate to you that that's what you swap out the content for and everything else remains the same. In addition to this, right, your prompt is changed. And to be honest with you, I might say like use this tool to gather evidence from each stage regarding the prompt below. And that way I don't even need to change up here. I just changed this prompt. And then even here, I would say like for these two categories, like they really restate the prompt in like an affirmative or not, but I might just say like, yes, no. Like that way you don't have to change it. And so your prompt is always a yes or no question. Yes, no category. Literally the only thing you would go in and change is this prompt, right? And everything else stays the same. Here's another example also from the Engage New York curriculum. This is a mid-unit assessment, but you can just envision like for your assessment, especially when I was designing things that were kind of regions aligned, or that's state tests in New York State when I was teaching in New York State. Like you would have all of this stuff remain the same. The rubric is the same. The be sure to is the same. Your task is mostly the same. Your writing will be assessed using this rubric, right? Like, so literally you are just changing the one sentence, or sometimes maybe it's a question or something like that. You're changing that one piece that's content specific. Everything else, the formatting basically remains the same. And you also obviously would want to also change the text here. So you're changing the text title. Again, you can highlight this or add a comment or something to just remind you. Sometimes I turn it red, like the text red, to remind me to go in and adjust it in the template once I have some content to put in. Okay, now another example here would be, and this is not templatized right now. This is, I titled it this so I can edit it, but basically this was a lesson plan that I used. So you could also templatize lesson plans. So essential question, that is going to obviously change unit to unit and for your different contents, but you just pull that in from your unit. Content objectives obviously would change a little bit, but I might say like no definitions of, and then literally like turn that red. So you would change this, and then connect to today's events. Maybe I change like the examples, but I could also just say to connect to today's events, understand how, and then this would probably how like something impacts the characters, right? For language objectives, this may change. It also may be the same, and you may like iterate a little bit based on skills, but every time that I am doing a seminar, I'm probably having similar language objectives. So that could probably stay the same. My Common Core standards are probably going to be the same every time I do a seminar. My vocabulary obviously will change based on what we're reading. Seminar notes, these directions are the same all the time. We have the same do now every time we have a seminar. Again, here, review the seminar aim, and I could take this out, or I could just highlight it red and change the content. Guiding questions, again, I could take this out. It could just say review the aim and guiding questions, and then the worksheet that they have, they've written it in, or I've written it in to personalize the template for the worksheet, right? But this is all going to be the same. This could be the same. Tips, connect to, here are possible connections you could make. They're going to do all of this. Yes, they're going to use a seminar prep document, right? It's going to maybe be a personalized, but it could also just be a general template document. Awesome. They're going to do this. It's always going to be this type of scaffolding. It is always going to be this type of closing that's reflective. It's always going to be this assessment is always going to be oral because that's literally we're assessing within the time period. And then if this rationale may or may not be part of your lesson plan, but you can see here like almost the entire lesson plan you could just copy paste. Whoops, I forgot to highlight this in red. So the content is here in this box, in the content box, the essential question box, and the vocab box. For the most part, this again could all kind of go, and then the aim and guiding questions could just be part of the student worksheet, which an observer could see in the moment, or you could link in here. But everything else is the same. Now every time you use a seminar lesson plan, you just take this template, adjust for the content, and you're good to go. I have put him to sleep, and hopefully not you. I know that was a bit long, but I wanted to show you some different examples because you can templatize things like lesson plans and also worksheets and assessments. So let me know how it goes for you. I'm so excited to save you time, save your teachers time, and ultimately create things that are going to help more students.